It's a good afternoon to everyone that is watching us across the continent and the globe at large. Nigeria, we see you. Rwanda, we see you. South Africa, Kenya, South Sudan, South Africa, we see you. Tanzania, Namibia, Sierra Leone. You are most welcome, and my name is Gerald Macherechedze. I am a module lead at PLP. My main focus are in data science. You can find me on LinkedIn, and I am all the way from South Africa. So it is a very much beautiful greetings to you all. I'm not alone. I've got my colleague here, Instructor Zablon. He will say hi and take it away. Over to you, Zablon.
All right, thank you so much, Gerald. Can see so many reactions from the learners. It's good. It's good to have you guys. Welcome to the afternoon session. Maybe you can start by our Kenyan learners telling us what they had for lunch, and then to the SA learners, maybe you can tell us what you're currently having for lunch. Nigerians learners, don't worry. Yeah, lunchtime is about to. Okay. Uh, yeah, I can see you guys. Oh, nice, nice, nice. Can see you guys are reacting. Guys had some chapati, water, chapo, rice. Nice, great. All right. Allow me to share my presentation slides so that we can start. Okay, you let me know if it's visible. Gerald, is it visible?
Yes, we can see it.
All right, perfect. Great. Welcome once more to the database design module. I'm Zablon. This is the afternoon session where we're going to learn the fundamentals of data and get to know what database is. So let's start by understanding what you're going to achieve or what you're going to learn from this afternoon session. Number one, we're going to identify the different components of a database. You're also going to understand the basic of database. For example, like a data, we're going to understand what a data is. We're also going to see what information is. We're also going to understand the different types of data, DBMS that we have in market today. We're also going to see the different types of data model, the hierarchical, the network, relational database, and also the object-oriented. We're also going to define some of the key common terms like the table, a row, a column, a primary key, and also a foreign key. Let's start by understanding what exactly data is. So we can say that data is nothing but raw and unprocessed part. Data is important concept in the world of computing and decision making. As we've said, data is a raw and unorganized fact that is required to be processed in order to make it meaningful. It can be considered as facts and statistics collected together for reference and analysis. Example can be, picture this, when you visit any website, the server collects data about the time you visit. For example, like an IP address, the pages you viewed the most, and also the time you spent on a certain page. For example, it can be Facebook. When you visit Facebook, I believe Facebook server records the amount you spent on Facebook. Also, the server records your IP. Where are you joining this from? Could be Nigeria, Kenya, or even Tanzania. So how do we convert this data to be meaningful such that this data can be used to make key business decisions? Brings us to information. Now, what is information? Information is data that has been processed, organized, and interpreted to give it meaning and context. So information is simply data that has been processed to give it meaning and context. For example, allow me to go to Draw.io. Which slide am I sharing? Tell me if you can still see Draw.io on your end, Gerald.
No,
Okay,
no, we
not
still
yet.
on slides.
Okay, let me see what the challenge is. How about now? Yeah, there we are. So we have Draw.io. This is the tool that I use mostly to explain just on the architecture most of the time. So for example, we have temperature reading. You can have it like that. We have maybe 72 Fahrenheit. Don't have to add that 0, but let's just have it like that. We can have 65 also Fahrenheit and also 32. So this is data, right? Now, how do we convert it such that to make it to be meaningful? We introduce the concept of information. Now, with information, we can say that this data, now let me just write something here. We can say that based on the temperature reading, we can create or we can generate what you call based on the temperature reading, we can generate a weather report. Just like that. Generate like that. Now, this is information, this is data, okay? So if someone gave you such kind of numerical data, you really know what to do with it. Now, with information, you have to convert it into a report in order for someone to be able to understand it. That's the difference between data and information. It can also be something like grade. For example, I know most of you in school. For example, maybe you get 72 in chemistry, 30 in chemistry. Someone will have to maybe create a report card out of that. That's all about data and information. Now, I believe you've understood the difference between data and information. But where does all this data get stored at? We have all this data. Where can we store it? It brings us to database. So a database looks like this in drawing, okay? So all this data can be stored where? In a database. That's how a database looks like. So all this data is stored at database. So I know right now you're wondering, what's a database? A database is simply a collection of related data organized in a way that can be easily accessed, number one, okay, managed and updated. So you have to write what exactly does a database do or how does a database assist us? Number one, it makes it easy. All the data that has been collected can be easily accessed. Okay. Number two, can be easily managed. Number three, can be easily updated. For example, our weather report guy, maybe he made a mistake. Instead of oh, I'm too fast. All right, let me slow down. Let me take a deep breath. All right, thank you for that. All right, I'll start again. So we've just discussed what data is and what information is. And now, this is what we call data, right? For this data to make meaning to us, we need to convert it into information, all right? It won't be simple data like this. It can be even tons and tons of data set, all right? Now, for you to be able to present it, let's say you've been employed as a database administrator. For you to be able to maybe present this information to your supervisor, you need to write a report. What do you understand this data tells us? Now, this is what we call information. Now, where does this data get stored at? This data gets stored at the database. Why do we need to store this data in the database? Because the database assists us by helping us. This data can be easily be accessed, number one, can be easily be managed, and can also be updated. If I made a mistake, for example, this is supposed to be maybe 34, I can just come in and change here to be 34. Now, what will enable us to change it to 34? The database. Again, what's a database? It's simply a collection of related data organized in a way that can be easily accessed, number one, managed, and updated. We simply use a database for storing, maintaining, and accessing any sort of data. The collected information can be either for people, places, or things. Databases are usually controlled by DBMS. All right, let's come back to our presentation slide. Now, we've discussed what, allow me to zoom out there. We've discussed what a database is. We've said again, database is simply a collection of related data organized in a way that can be easily accessed, managed, and updated. But what controls the database brings us to DBMS. So before even continue, what are some of the popular DBMS that you know that are in market today? Just type in the chat. What are some of the popular DBMS that you know? Right, let me read some of your comments. Popular DBMS that you know: Oracle, MySQL, nice. MySQL, okay. Don't pressure much. All right, let's Google something here. Popular. Don't get confused. So we have, these are all the DBMS that you have. We have Oracle, MySQL, we have Microsoft SQL Server, we have Postgre, we have Redis, Elasticsearch, Apache Cassandra, SQLite, Neo4j for graph database, Firebird, SAP HANA, CouchDB, Microsoft Azure SQL, Amazon Dynamo, this for NoSQL, MariaDB. There are so many, you can't even finish them. But now, our main area of concern will be mostly on relational database like Oracle, MySQL, Postgre. So the commands that we're going to teach you here can be used to operate MySQL, Postgres, Oracle. They're the same commands. You'll find that they're similar, okay? Yeah, so these are the popular DBMS that you have in the market today. So what exactly is a DBMS? If someone, a random stranger, just met you on the road, just having maybe a walk, and they ask you, what's a DBMS? How would you have answered them? What's a DBMS? According to your own understanding, what exactly is a database management system? In short form, DBMS. What exactly is a DBMS? If I just met you today and I ask you, what exactly is a DBMS? Yes, we can say a DBMS is a software that allows creating, number one, definition and manipulation of database, allowing user or me as a user to be able to store, number one, process and analyze data easily. Yes, I can see Oliver says it's a system that manages database. Thank you so much, Oliver. Bobby says a software used to store data. Yeah, yes, according to your own understanding. Kevin, how did Google know so much Swahili? Sasa vyanzo I honestly I don't know. uh, okay, Sharon says it's a software. Maybe you repeat the definition. All right. The definition is simple. The definition is a DBMS is a software that allows creating, number one, the definition. When you hear the word definition, means creating. It's another fancy name of just saying creating. Manipulating, this means when you hear the word manipulating, it means updating, deleting, removing, things like that. That's what we mean by manipulating. All right. So it's a software that allows creating, manipulating, or creating and manipulating of database, allowing users or you as a user to, number one, process, store, and analyze data easily. So what are some of the advantages of this DBMS? We've seen that we have a couple in the market today. So what are some of the advantages of this DBMS that we have in the market today? Number one, we can say reduce data redundancy. Number one, we can say that when we say reduce data redundancy is because this DBMS, they store data in a central location, okay? Ensuring that data is, number one, accurate for easy of access. That means your data is not corrupted. That's what we mean by reduced data redundancy. It ensures that your data is stored in a central location, ensuring that your data is consistent whenever needed to be accessed or read, and then it is accurate. The same way you're going to store it is the same way you're going to find it, even if you come after 10 years and you want to read the same data. Number two, efficient data retrieval. There's something what you call indexing. We're going to learn it in the forthcoming lessons, okay? By indexing, where it's a technique where it's a technique that you employ to accelerate data retrieval on large data sets. Okay, so why do we say efficient data retrieval? Because it can employ what you call an indexing technique to speed up data retrieval on large data sets. Number three, another advantage that I like, but these are not the only advantages that about DBMS. There are so many. You can always research. Just Google there advantages of a DBMS that you have in the market today. Faster development and simplified maintenance. It provides pre-built structures and tools, okay, for data modeling to reduce on development time, making it to create database easily and maintaining or changing data stored in database easily. That's all about faster development and simplified maintenance. And finally, we have seamless integration. What do we mean by seamless integration? By seamless integration, it makes it easy to integrate with application programming languages. It can be like Python, Java, PHP, Node.js. It makes it easy. All right. We're going to see how you can integrate with Python and also Node.js later on in our labs. But we usually say that anything that has an advantage, it also has a disadvantage. So what are some of the disadvantages of a DBMS? Complexity. All right. By complexity, it means that sometimes, as you can see, quite a number have experienced the problem of installing. So number one, complexity. Yes, it's difficult to install to some of us, so we need a little bit of assistance. So when you want to install, it requires some specialized knowledge. You need to understand what kind of computer do I have? Does my CPU accept x62 or x32 or x34 for Windows, guys? For Mac or Linux, do I use Intel or what's the other type of CPU in Linux? All right, you can just take there. The other challenge we have as a disadvantage of a DBMS, cost. Not all of them are free. Some of them are costly. Okay, I can tell you, like this one, I know, for example, we have MySQL that's free, and also we have a paid version. We have an enterprise. We call it an enterprise version. We have free and also enterprise. So with enterprise, it has a lot of features that are not in the available free version. I'm sure all of these have free and also in the enterprise version. Yeah. So cost, again, if you have a large data set, it can be difficult to maintain, and also it require like large storage facilities, which you might not have. The other challenge that you have, large size and resource requirements. It requires a lot of storage and processing power in order for you to maintain the DBMS that you have. The next thing that I will need us to touch on is the components of a DBMS. So the component is what makes a DBMS function properly. So we have some of the components. We can even start with the hardware. The hardware is something that you can touch, okay? Like a keyboard, your monitor, anything that you can touch is what we call a hardware. All right. With the hardware, it enables you, this can be a hard disk, the input-output channels, for example, a mouse, keyboard, anything, and any physical component that is involved before a data is stored in the memory. Okay, we have software. Now, this is the main component that controls everything. This is like the brain, all right? The software part. Now, this is the brain of all the DBMS that controls everything. Whenever you want to query data, just check this command align with what you have. Then data. The reason why DBMS was created is because we wanted to store data, okay? So data, that's the motive behind the creation of DBMS and why DBMS was created in order to store data. We have procedures. What do we say by procedures? Procedure simply refers to the general instruction to use a database system. This can be, once you create a database, what is the next what is the next instruction, or what is the next step? Or once a user has created a database, what is the next process? Could be just storing it somewhere, or maybe moving it somewhere, and then what are some of the procedures a user has to follow before creating a database? That's what you call procedure. It's just like instruction. We have what you call database access language. In the morning session, quite a number were asking what's DAL. DAL is just a short form of database access language. So what's a database access language? A database access language is simply a language designed to write commands in order for you to access, number one, insert, update, delete data stored in a database. That's all a DAL. It's simple, it's called SQL or SQL. So who are some of the users that operate the DBMS mostly? We have three types of users. We have the database administrator. We also have the software developer, and you have the end user. So who's a database administrator? According to your own understanding, who do you think is a database administrator? Or how is a database administrator different from a software developer? Yeah, now let's keep our charts burning. You can just type there in the charts. All right, can't wait to read some of your answers. Let me see. All right. Okay. Rich Junior says that database admin have full control over the database. Okay, I'm trying to catch up with your comments. Okay, so the difference between the database administrator and the software developer, the software developer is the one who creates the DBMS, and then the database administrator is the one allowed to operate, to add the license keys. Because again, remember we had said that not all DBMS are free, some are paid for, and we call that enterprise. So the DBA database administrator manages the complete DBMS, takes care of the security, the license keys, and also manages user account. For example, if a new DBA has been added to or has been employed in your organization, you need to give them access to the DBMS. So you'll need to create users. That's what you call user account managing. You also have the software developer. It involves designing and developing of the DBMS. Simple. Who are the end users? The end users are people who store, number one, retrieve, update, delete data. Keep it simple, easy for you to remember. End users are people who store, retrieve, update, and delete data. They use DBMS to store, retrieve, update, and delete data. All right. Let's talk about the data models. Database model. A database model defines like the logical design and structure of a database. It defines how data will be stored, accessed, and updated in a database management system. We have various types of database model. These are not the only one. We have hierarchical, we have the network model, and also we have the relational model. So you can always come to your Google and then type, what are the different types of database model, like that. And then as you can see, we have so many, but we chose to just teach you guys about the three main. So we have so many. There's network, there's object-oriented, there's relational, there's NoSQL, there's centralized, there's distributed, there's cloud database, there's personal database. Yeah, so you can also read about them on your free time. So let's learn about the three. Hierarchical model. The hierarchical database model organizes data into a tree-like structure with a single root to which all other data is linked. So this is the root, and then the others are linked to the root. This is how the hierarchical model looks like. We also have the network model. The network model is an extension of hierarchical model. So we started with the hierarchical, and then we came to the network model. In this model, data is organized more like a graph and allowed to have more than one parent node. All right. So we can have more than one parent node that all the nodes are referencing from. Now we come to our main area of concern, the relational model. This is where will be, our main area of focus will be the relational model. The basic structure of data in relational model is tables. All the information related to a particular type is stored in rows of a table. So relational model, okay? So the model that we're using in this class is relational model because it stores data in tabular format. Okay, so what is SQL? SQL depends with where you come from. A lot of you pronounce it as SQL, SQL. Okay, so it simply means structured query language. SQL is a standardized language used to access the database and also manipulate the database. It comprises of three parts. We have the database data definition language. We call it the DDL. Later on you hear me mentioning terms like create, alter, drop. Those are the commands that fall under the DDL. It includes statements for defining the database and its objects, such as table, views, and procedures. So what are some of the commands that fall under DDL? We have the create. Let me write here. So for you to be able to manipulate, we have the create. Oops. Yeah, we have create. These are some of the commands that fall under DDL. And then the next one is alter. You also have the drop and also truncate. So take note of this. We're going to learn about this later. All right. So these are the commands that fall under DDL. As we've said, the DDL, this brings database objects into existence. Okay. By database objects means a table, a procedure, or anything. So these are the commands to bring anything into existence. We call them the DDL. You also have the data manipulation language. Contains statements for updating and querying data. So what are some of the popular DML commands? So by data manipulation language, let me just copy this, duplicate, and then change. So some of the commands that fall under DML, we have select. We also have insert. we have update, we have also delete, many other. Just you take note of these, the ones that I'm mentioning, okay? So these are the commands that fall under data manipulation language. You have select, insert, update, and delete. Okay. So they operate on existing objects. So once you've created using the DDL, these are the commands used to operate on existing object. All right. Next, we have data control language, DCL, allows you to grant permission to users to access specific data in the database. All these commands you're going to learn later. Now, duplicate. So what are some of the data control languages? So with data control languages, we have grant, and also have revoke, like that. All right, okay, there's another one that I forgot to mention. We also have another type of language that we call the transactional control language, TCL. And the command that fall under TCL, we have commit. We also have rollback. We're gonna learn all these commands and what they're used to do. All right, great. So we've learned the different types of SQL. We have the DDL, we also have the DML, and also have the DCL and the TCL, transactional control language. All right, database basics. So what's a table? A table, think of a table as a well-organized spreadsheet. Okay, I know almost everyone here has interacted with an Excel sheet. All right, who hasn't interacted with an Excel? Okay, for Linux guys, I don't know it's called what. Let me see if I can get LibreOffice. That's the Excel sheet. All right. Yes. So if you've interacted with LibreOffice, it's the same as Excel. So think of it as a well-organized spreadsheet. It's a collection of data arranged in rows and columns. So this is what we call a table. Okay. Just watch whatever I'm hovering my mouse, the entire of this structure is what you call a table. We have what we call a row. A row, this is an entire row. And this is another row. This is also another row. This is also another row. And then this is a column, 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 column. Row, column, row, column. So a row represents a single record or entry. Another name for a row is called a record. What's a column? They define the specific types of information stored in each row. For example, if I say student ID, and all I require is only integers in this column. That's how they define. Now that's a column. A primary key. This is a unique identifier for each row in a table. So a primary key is used to uniquely identify a row from another row. For example, I know all of us have birth certificate. The birth certificate has a unique number. We can say that unique number is like a primary key. That's how the government is able to identify this is John and this is Cynthia. This is Peter and this is Paul using that unique number. A foreign key is a column that references the primary key of another table. It's like a link between tables, helping us to connect related information. For example, if we had two of these tables, and then we want to connect these two tables, we use what you call a foreign key. Later on, we're going to see how we can create a foreign key. We have data type. To keep our data organized and accurate, we use what we call data type. So I know you've learned about Python. Yes, on Tuesday you learned about Python, on Monday you learned JavaScript. So what are some of the data types you learned in those classes? Yes, just type in the chat some of the data types that you learned in your Python class, and also I can see strings, Janet, integer, float, string, float, integer, tuples, that's Python, float, char, int, boolean, numeric. So they're not so different from the data type that you use in MySQL. Yes, some of them are similar to other programming languages, but not all of them. Some of them are different. So we have like int, you can always come here and type data type used in MySQL. So as you're learning, I'm also teaching you on ways of researching for yourself. So these are most common data types that you can always find it. We have char, we have char, we have binary, tiny text, block, medium text. You can always learn. By the way, this is also a good resource to learn about MySQL. Yeah, you can always use W3 School to learn about this. Great. So we've seen the various kind of the data type that you have in MySQL. You can always learn this on your free time. Right, let's come back to our slides. Okay, do you have any question up to that point? Any question? Yeah, if you have any question, you can just raise your hand. Then I'm gonna allow you to ask. All right, Diana. Yes, good. Diana, Uthoni, Irongo, go on. Diana, going once. Diana, twice. All right, no question. Crispin, go on. Okay, if you do have a question, you can just drop your hand, please. Just to avoid the confusion, just drop your hand if you do have a question. Crispin, going once, twice. All right. Mark, go on. Mark Jeru. All right. Okay, it looks like you guys don't have question. So
Okay.
let me go to the next. Yes, Mark Jeru.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, you're audible. Go on.
Okay, I was asking since I've joined kind of late,
Mm-hmm.
is there anything that maybe I've missed?
And not a lot. Yeah, actually in the right time. You haven't missed a lot. Whatever you've missed, you can always be found in the LMS. All this content is in the LMS. So yeah, you haven't missed a lot because we haven't even started on the practical session, the hands-on. So you can just stick along and then you're going to understand as we progress.
Oh, thank you. And hi to everyone. Yeah. Okay.
All right, cool. The final one, now a lady. I can see a lady. Okay, I hope this is a lady. Sahile Sohaba. Go on. Sahile Sohaba. If I give you a chance, kindly just unmute and then shoot your question. Hi. Hello. Okay, I think you need to fix your mic because of time. Kindly just fix your mic and then you can always raise your hand and then I'm gonna give you another chance. All right. Okay, there are no more ladies. All right, cool. Let's proceed. So, meanwhile, you can just put all your questions in the chat. If you have any burning question, you can just put it in the Q&A. Okay, Gerald today will assist you. All right, here the class recording will be provided for you. Yeah, after this session. Great. So let's proceed. I'm going to fast. Wow. All right, I'll need someone to volunteer to read for us the checkpoint question so that we can go to our hands-on. Okay. All right, a volunteer, a lady, because we didn't have a lady to ask a question. Mwalatela Mpango. Okay, Elizabeth. Elizabeth, go on. Elizabeth,
Yes,
hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm also doing great. Kindly do this. Read for us this checkpoint question. Starting with the first one, you give your fellow learners a chance to respond to the first question, and then the second and also the third. So you can start with the first one.
Okay. What is the purpose of a DBMS?
Great. Guys, we've seen that we have so many DBMS in the market. What do you think is the purpose of a DBMS? What is the purpose of a DBMS? What's the purpose of a DBMS? Let me see some of your answers. Manage data, store data, manage, wow. To store, hey, Abel, data science. No, we didn't mention anything about data science, Abel. Okay, to store, manipulate data, thank you. Manipulate data, store. Thank you to the ones who are responding. Yeah, guys, kindly just respond so that I know we are active in class. Just know we are always marking your store and easy access. I'm trying to read some of your answers. Data organization and storage. Thank you. I'll go to the second one, Elizabeth.
Name 3 data types used in SQL.
Yes. What are some of the popular data types used in SQL? You can see varchar, int, integer, store data, boolean, int, varchar, tiny. None is saying blob, boolean. Nice, nice. All right, cool. Okay, the final one.
Name 3 components of a DBMS.
All right, cool. What are some of the components of a DBMS that you need them in order for a DBMS to function properly? Number one, remember I said hardware. You need a hardware, okay? What are those physical things that you can touch that you must have in order for you to store your data effectively? We have data, nice. Data access language, nice. Software, perfect. The brains, great, great, great. All right. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. Do you have any question, Elizabeth?
No, thank you. You're welcome to.
Thank you so much. Great. We can all clap for Elizabeth. Yeah, let's clap for Elizabeth. The guys who are not reacting, are you guys sleeping or eating? It's either one. Just clap for her. Yes, thank you. Right, let's go to the next section. What you have, key takeaways. All right, now agents. I need a gent to read for us this. Let me see. Agent now. Okay. Where are the gents? Okay, the gents are shy. All right. Gents going once. Okay. I'm going to give it to ladies, gents. Okay. Let me see. Joe Kiragu. Oh, Joe. Okay, Joe, I can see you again. I think you pressed your hand, then dropped. Okay, Vincent Chege, go on.
Key takeaways.
Perfect. Yes. Read for us the
A
first one.
DBMS is a software that provides database functionality.
The second one.
A database is a collection of related data organized in a way that can be easily accessed, managed, and updated.
Now the final one.
SQL is a standardized language used to access the database.
Perfect. All right. Yeah. Now we've come to the end of the theory part. Now let's get our hands dirty. Okay, let's take a few minutes break. You can even stand and stretch. I also need to stretch before I start pressing my keyboard hard. Eh? All right. I think I'm gonna play some music. Let me see if I can access my. Okay. I think I should be giving you guys a chance to play any music you guys want, right? But as from next time, let me see if I can be able to share. Okay, let me stop sharing here. All right. Gerald, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, Zablon.
It looks like my audio is not working the way I want it to work. It's for me to be able to play music.
You need to share.
Kindly.
You need to share your
Okay,
screen with sound.
just give me. All right, just give me a minute. I open. Hey, I see guys are asking, saying that I play Kasongo. You guys want me to be busted by the feds? Hey, no way. All right. Okay, I believe it's gonna play. Share sound as well. Yeah, if you want to dance, you can just stand and dance for the next 5 minutes and then we'll continue. I also want to stretch. All right, we're back. Okay, I hope you guys stretch. All right. Now we are ready to write some SQL commands. Okay. Let me see if I can access the. All right. Let me share my screen. I believe my screen is visible. React with a thumbs up if you can see my screen. Okay, who was unmuted? Okay, perfect. So we can start. All right. So we have various ways of creating a database, okay? So depending with the way that you're going to teach you can just pick one, not all. When you are going to be hired as a dev, you'll only be required to just know one way. But because we want to ensure you guys gain cutting edge skill, we're going to teach you ways which you can create a database. So if you have this skill, just put you on edge when you're going for interviews. Okay, so number one, you can use a programming language, any programming language of your choice. You can use a programming. All right, let me just zoom. You can use what you call a programming language. Number two, you can use MySQL Workbench. There's someone who was unmuted. Kindly just mute to avoid inconvenience. Yeah, if I give you permission to speak, kindly just mute because now, yeah. So you can either use any programming language of your choice. So, because I know in this cohort, you're going to be taught JavaScript and also going to be taught Python. We're going to show you how to create both in Python and both in JavaScript. Number two, you can use what you call MySQL Workbench. Workbench. All right. Number three, you can use what you call the terminal. These are not the only way. Another way you can use, okay, let's just go with this because I am sure if you have this, you're at a perfect place. Now, let's start with the programming language. Let's start with Python. So I need you guys to access this link. Let me share the link. Allow me to share the link. Kindly, if I share the link, do not fork. Just clone it, okay? I'm gonna show you how you clone it. Oh, wait. Guys, I'm sorry. How many have MySQL installed? Okay, I just assume because in the morning we have guys install MySQL. Do you guys have MySQL installed before I even progress? Everyone has
No.
MySQL installed, right? Okay, you don't have MySQL installed? All right. So Elizabeth, would you, which operating system are you using? Elizabeth?
Pardon? Pardon?
Which operating system are you using?
Windows.
All right. Okay, so with Windows, guys, I know I'd promised to help those who are using either Ubuntu or Mac to install. So this is the first thing that I'll need you guys to do. Just access this site. All right. Let me share this link. Okay. As you're learning, I'm also helping you guys to how to make research, and solve the challenges on your own. Okay, whatever link I've just pasted, kindly access that link. So if you're using a Mac, click here. If you're using a Windows, you just click here. If you're using okay, don't believe this. Anyone who's using a Solaris? No one. Windows, we have Mac and Linux. Those are the popular ways. So if, for example, if you open Linux, for example, depending with the package manager that you're using, I know for Ubuntu guys is apt, CentOS is YAP, and then we have Zyper, RPM. For Debian, I think, or Debian is apt, or Debian is this one. All right. So depending with the package manager that you're using, just click on documentation part here. Then you're going to be shown how you can install like that. So for example, if I was using an Ubuntu, I'll start by typing this sudo apt install that after updating your packages, and then that one. All right. So Elizabeth, would you like to be shown how to install on Windows so that I can use
Yes.
you as an example? How fast is your internet? Is it
It's
stable?
fast.
All right.
Yeah.
Let me, okay, you can share your screen.
Okay, just a second.
Yes, and I'm going to show two people. So we have Elizabeth for Windows and another one for Ubuntu. So if you have Ubuntu, a guy now, because now in Windows we have a lady, a guy for Ubuntu. Yeah, you can just raise your hand. Let me know when you're ready.
Okay. Where should I share my screen? Oh, here. Seen it.
Hmm.
Share sound.
Just clear all your other tabs and then just remain with one. I hope you don't have a lot of tabs open.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Great. Okay, let me ask, have you tried installing MySQL before? Or this is your first
No,
time?
this is my first time.
Perfect. Just click new tab.
I click GitHub.
New tab. New tab.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Why am I hearing an echo? Are you using two devices?
Pardon?
Are you using two devices? Because I'm hearing an echo.
No, I'm just using the laptop.
Okay. Yeah, right there, MySQL community downloads.
I've opened it.
Type there, MySQL community downloads. Elizabeth, MySQL community downloads. Yes, MySQL community downloads. Perfect. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, okay. It's okay. Yeah, just open. Go to where it's written down, community server. Community server. Yeah. Perfect. I hope those guys who have Windows operating system, you are following along kindly. After this, I don't want to hear anyone that I'm lost. Okay? We're going to wait for everyone. So I believe everyone is in the same page as we are. MySQL community downloads. If you want to get here fast, just type on your search bar, MySQL community downloads. Perfect. Now, do you see where it's written select version?
This one.
No. Wait. Select
Oh.
version. Just take your time.
Mm-hmm.
Don't rush. Select version. Perfect. Take a deep breath. Now select 8.4.4 LTS. Perfect. Hey, why is it taking time to load? All right. Operating system, you're using a Microsoft operating system, right? Now click
Mm-hmm.
the
Yes.
first link. Yes, click that download. That one. Yes, that one. Perfect. Take another deep breath because I don't want you to mess. I hope everyone is following along. Aya. Sasa, there's a blue link at the bottom of this page that says, not that one. Hey, you want to mess? No, thanks. Just that my download.
Yeah, this one.
That yes, that's the button I wanted you to press. Now click on it. Once you click on it, it will start downloading right away. I believe everyone's on the same page. Eh? No one is lost. Okay. Hey, the internet. The internet is taking a lot of time.
Zoom into the table.
Yeah, if
Apologies for
you're
my
already
Wi-Fi.
all right, no problem. It happens. Now, if you have already installed MySQL and you're good to go, number one, I need you to head over to this link and clone. If you don't know how to clone, okay, wait for me. I finished with showing Elizabeth how to install and all for the Windows guys and also for the Ubuntu, and then I'm gonna show you how you clone. So if you're good to go, just clone this and then wait for me. Wait for the next direction. Let me share this link. Hey, Elizabeth.
Let me stop sharing my screen. You help someone who has faster internet because mine is taking time.
Wow.
Oh, me download.
That's
Imemaliza.
oh, hey, God is on
No.
your side. Eh? All right.
No,
You're good with the
haijamaliza. It's at
download.
10%.
Oh, hey, okay.
Yeah,
Anyone else
it's
with a
slow.
fast internet? I need someone with a fast internet. All right. Clone that repo. Clone, not fork. Clone. Guys. Eh? Clone. All right. Let me see. Deborah, how fast is the internet? I've allowed you to unmute. Deborah,
Yes,
how fast is the internet?
it's fast.
Okay, perfect. So, do you have MySQL installed?
Okay, I tried at some point back, I don't know how many weeks, but then I didn't finish installing it. No, I don't know.
Okay. Let me elevate you. Then you share a screen.
Okay.
So, and the Linux guys, just be ready. Have your terminal ready because we're gonna rush when it comes to Linux. Okay, Deborah,
Yes.
we're waiting for you to share. Yeah, share now.
Okay.
Do you see the button of share? It's green. On Zoom, it's a green button. Is it green?
Yeah,
This is
I've
green.
clicked.
Yes. Nice. Now share a screen.
I'm trying to click the share, but it's not working.
Hey.
Okay, I think I fixed my internet, if it's
Mm,
okay.
all right. Deborah,
Yes.
1 more minute.
Oh,
Oh,
I don't know
okay.
what's wrong.
Deborah,
Yes.
don't worry. I'm gonna share my email and then we've shared a group. Kindly join that group and then let me know if you have a challenge with MySQL installation. Okay.
Okay.
Who? Elizabeth, share. Elizabeth, go on.
Could you please reshare the link? I can't.
Yeah. Okay. Let me reshare again. Elizabeth, going once. Elizabeth, are you there?
Yes, just
Okay,
one
Elizabeth
second.
has left. Hey. Yeah. What's up, Elizabeth? Yeah, machine has refused. All right. The Windows guys looks like they're not ready yet. Elizabeth. Okay, just let us know if you could just continue with someone else if you're not able to. Elizabeth.
Yeah, I'm connecting right now. I'm sorry. Take my hand. Mhm.
Okay, share your screen kindly.
Yeah.
Okay, so it has completed downloading, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Search there, click new tab, and then search.
GitHub.
Search this. Search whatever I'm gonna say. MySQL Workbench. MySQL Workbench. Or MySQL Workbench. No, not yeah, there. Perfect. Space Workbench. Workbench. Windows guys, are we following along? I believe. Workbench. BENCH. No, if you type something else, we might be directed to other sites that may not be able to control. And you're gonna put me in trouble. So Workbench, yes. Now click that link. Click the first link.
Yeah.
Perfect. Click download now. By the way, guys, this thing is very simple to install, okay? Don't panic if you see that looks kind of technical. It's simple to install. Scroll down. Download. For Windows, guys, we've only downloaded 2 things, okay? Scroll down. No, that's just that if I download. Okay, so as this one download takes its sweet
Never
time to
mind.
download. Save. Perfect. Now go to your downloads. Hey, Kweli. I can see it's fast now. It has completed. Okay, go to your downloads.
Oh,
Downloads, File Explorer. Nice one. Downloads. Perfect. Where is the other one? Where did the other one go? The one that you told
I
me has
don't.
already completed downloading.
They did be.
The server. Okay, just click your downloads there. No, on the, what is it called? Yes, there. Hey, okay. Just go to the tab where we have the servers. So we can click on download server again.
Where?
On the tab that we were accessing before.
Oh, okay. How can I remove this? This one.
Mhm. No, not that one. The other one now. The other tab. Yes, perfect. Go back. Okay, you can just click here. No thanks, just let me download. Yes. Perfect. Fingers crossed. I hope this time it's gonna be fast.
Yeah, it is.
All right. How many have managed to clone? How many have managed to clone? Yeah, so you see your friend is not here and they've just left. Kindly just remind them to join back because now, whatever I'm about to teach you guys, I don't want anyone to miss. This is the same content you're going to find in interviews. Oh, we can't clone. All right. So let me
Okay,
finish
so
on this and then we can, okay, click on it. MSI. Go to your downloads. Downloads. Hey. Oh, it is. See at the, nice.
this one.
Click on it. Yes, double click on it. Guys, once it has completed downloading, double click on it. A new window is gonna pop up. Perfect. Hey, it's saying what? Just click OK.
Finish.
Hey, this is a new one. Just click finish.
I double click again.
It's okay. Don't panic. Just go to your tab there. New tab. Write this Microsoft Visual Studio C++. C++. Press enter. You see the second link, redistributable.
This one.
Guys, yes, if you experience the same error, click on the second link, C++ redistributable downloads. Click on it. Do you see when it's written downloads? Scroll.
Download.
Scroll. Yes, okay, there we have it. Stop now. Just click on this x64.
This one.
Yes. Start downloading. Press start downloading button. There. Okay, close. If it has already completed, close. Don't open it. Okay, let's come back to the ones that we had downloaded earlier. All right, double click on it again. This application requires Visual Studio 2019, distributable, then run installer again. Hey. All right. Click OK. Okay, I need to look for a different type of redistributable package, and then I'm gonna assist you. I'm sorry, we haven't managed, but I'm gonna just follow. Okay, is there anyone who's accepted when they click the link, when they double click on it, they saw something different other than what we saw with Elizabeth? Yeah, we're trying to install MySQL for those who are wondering what you're doing. Okay, Elizabeth. Okay, now, so Victor, do you have yours installed? Victor Chege? Okay, so let's do this. We can do this. I'm gonna remain behind with everyone who has a challenge with MySQL, or we can join the group and then I'm gonna create like a different session with all of those who have like challenges when it's with installing MySQL. But for now, because time is really going. Now I'm gonna work with the ones that you have MySQL, but don't worry, all these examples will be provided for you. We have these links and we are going to share again. Just make sure you join the group and then we can communicate with you there. My number is in that group, so you can disturb me as much. I'm not going to ignore you. My number is there if you don't have MySQL installed. Because of time, I just want to rush with the ones that we have MySQL installed. But I promise you, everyone from the next class is going to have MySQL installed. That means the next week class. All right. Sorry, guys. Let me just share, then work with the ones that I have for now. But if you don't have, you can just follow along. And then once you have installed, you can always retry it again on your own to see if it will work. All right. So we have lab 1. I remember, as we had said, we have various ways of creating a database. You can either use any programming language that you know. You can also use MySQL Workbench, and you can use the terminal. So let's start with the programming language. So this code or this script is written in Python. So how do you clone? Copy this, all right? Where did I get this link? This green button, the one that I'm hovering my mouse on, just click on the drop down, come to HTTPS if you're using a Windows operating system. If you're using a Linux or Mac, copy with this. All right. Copy that. Come to your terminal. Let me open my terminal. All right. I believe my terminal is visible. Let me maximize it. I believe it's now visible. All right. So number 1, I'll change directory to my favorite location where I can access all my projects. So CD desktop like that. So what does CD mean? CD means change directory to this. I was initially at the administrator location, but now I want to move to the desktop. I can create a separate folder for all my work, or I can just clone here where I can easily access all my projects. So what do I need to type? I just need to type git clone space paste whatever link you just copied, all right? And then once you've done that, press enter. Oh, lab 1 already exists. Okay, don't worry. Let me create a there. So once you start cloning, there it is. Okay, you can change directory into lab 1 like that. Then open your favorite IDE. To open in the exact location, just type code space and then add a period. Press enter. Okay. To clone, write this git clone. All right, git clone. Just see the command that I'm highlighting. Git clone. Then paste whatever link you just copied from the GitHub repo that you shared. Don't fork, clone. Clone, and then once you clone, it's gonna clone to your local development. That means your computer. And then to open in your favorite IDE, whether you're using Atom, Jupyter, or Visual Studio, just type code space dot. Once you do that, it's gonna open Visual Studio Code for me. Waiting for it to respond. Give it a minute. There we have my Visual Studio Code, right? And then we have all the commands that are written. So I want to, when I run this command or this script, it is gonna create a database for me. Remember, what did we say a database? In simple terms, a database is just like a folder. And then inside that folder, you have like other files. Now, these files are what you call a table. So let's start by adding a user. So who is this user? This user is the same user that you use whenever you want to work with MySQL Workbench. So let me just open MySQL Workbench. Okay, minimize this. Also this. MySQL Workbench. So how do you access MySQL Workbench? For Linux guys, you can just search MySQL Workbench. And then I'm gonna go with local connection, add the password. So as you can see, the user is this guy, root. So this user is the same user that will come here and repeat the same user, root, like that. The password is the same password that you add when that you had to input when you're installing MySQL Server for the first time. That's mine. I don't know yours. Yours can be 1, 2, 3, 4, any. All right. Save. All right. Come back to the terminal. Are we together up to that point? How do we cd to VS Code? You don't cd to VS Code. You write code dot. Okay, code dot. You don't cd to VS Code. You simply write this word, code space full stop. Perfect. Now, come back to your terminal. Okay, for Linux and Mac guys, just go back to the terminal and then type this, pip install -r requirements.txt, like that. Then you press enter. It's gonna install a package that we call MySQL connector. This package enables us to connect MySQL with Python. It's called MySQL Connector Python. When you come to Node.js, there's a different one. We're going to learn about it. So we've already installed the package, I believe. All right, so here I want to give my database a name. So my database will be called market or sales. I can write there sales database or sales DB, just like that. Let me just give it another name. I'm thinking of a name. Anyone who would like to suggest a name? All right, I'm too fast. Okay, let me slow down. First, we start by cloning. You change directory. This means we were in this folder. Now we want to move inside this folder that you call lab1. Where did we get this lab1 from? We cloned it from the cloud. All right. So once we change directory into this, now you're in this folder we call lab1. And inside that this folder, we have various files. We have gitignore, we have createdb.py, we have readme requirements.txt. These are the files that we have inside here. All right. So I want to access my IDE so that I can be able to maybe change this directory or change this file. Okay, you can change it or update it using an IDE. An IDE is simply a VS Code or any IDE that you use, maybe Atom, Jupyter, or any that you use. So type this code dot, it will open the IDE that you have in your computer. Then you press enter. Once you press enter, it's going to open the IDE. There. Perfect. So let me explain this code. So we start by importing MySQL connector. What does this connector help us to do? It helps us to connect Python with MySQL. All right. Now we are trying to initiate what you call a connection. So we create a variable called con. Don't worry about this code. You're going to learn about all this code in your Python classes. So we call the MySQL connector.connect. It has this function. So as you can see, it creates or gets MySQL connection object. When I hover my mouse around this function, as you can see, we got some bit of explaining. So if you want to understand it better, we have all that for you to be able to understand. So we have the host. Who's the host? For example, if I was using a cloud, I would replace it with the cloud IP here if my server is somewhere else. The reason why I've written local host is because I'm doing it in local development. We have two types of development. We have environment. We have local development and we also have production environment. If you'll be able to join our evening classes, we're going to show you how to create a database in production environment. That's what you call a cloud. Now, since this is in local development, we call localhost. And then we add the user who's operating this is root. And then a password is pass123. We save. And then create a cursor object, still trying to initiate. It checks if the whatever logins you've added here are correct. Then it's able to initiate the connection. And then it's going to create a database. So the cursor execute. This is the command. Now remember, data definition language. What did we mention? Create. Now this is the first time you're meeting the word create. Oh, I very cleared. No worries. Data definition language. Remember I mentioned create and others like alter. So we'll be meeting with these commands one by one. So today we've just met with create. This is the data definition language that you can use to bring database objects into existence. So create database. Okay, don't worry about this if not exist. Then specify the term, the name of the database. So for example, I can call mine cells, just like that. Save. Now, once execute this database is gonna be created. So come back to the terminal. How do you execute a Python code? Python create the name of the file, then press enter. Once I press enter, we get what? Database cells has been created successfully. So come back to our SQL workbench. Then I'm gonna sign in. Oops. Ignore. All right. So we have the sales database that's been created. Right now it's empty, it doesn't have any tables. I was just showing how you can use the Python programming to create a database. So that's the first way. So this word is just a fancy name of saying database. Schemas is another name for database. Then we have the administration part. Now this is what you call a graphical user interface, what you call MySQL workbench. You can do so many things with this. So the schema part, we have the sales database. These are other databases that I've created before. Don't worry about them. All right, we've created with Python. Now let's create with this graphical user interface, what we call MySQL workbench. Let me zoom in. How do you create using MySQL workbench? You just write this. Create database. Then give it any name. I'll call mine school, like that. Then execute. So how do you execute? To execute, you count these icons at the top, starting from the left. 1, 2, 3. Again, count these icons starting from the left hand. I don't know where your left hand is. Just raise your left hand. Okay? Just raise your left hand so that you can know where the left is. So 1, 2, 3. Those who are asking what is going on, I'm showing how you can create a database using MySQL Workbench. Now, for us to execute this command, you just click here. Perfect. How do you know this command has been executed successfully? We get a green check here at the bottom. Okay, just check where I'm hovering my mouse. All right, just check where I'm hovering my mouse. We got an output that said created at this time at 15:40. Then one row got affected. The time it took, this is what we call logs. These logs will come very handy for you as a software developer later on. You're going to see how. So right now we can see this database. Now, for us to be able to see this database, we just refresh here and there it appears. How do you refresh? There's something that looks like a circle over here, where you have the schemas in bold. Click here and then school will appear. I can create as many databases as I want. I can create maybe any with my name. I can even create one with your name. Then refresh. Oh, okay, I need to execute, sorry. 1, 2, 3, execute. Like that, the database Zabla has been created. Refresh, there it is. Are we together up to that point? Can please repeat the terminal? All right, the terminal part, the Python part. How do you run a Python? Run a Python. I believe everyone has Python installed. CLS. I'll need to change the name so that you don't get a conflict. Let me just change here the name. I can create a database called an e-commerce like that. Like that. I've changed the name. Okay. So how do we run this? Run, just check there, Python. All right. Create the name of the file. Press enter. Once I press enter, it's gonna create for me the database with the name e-commerce. For those who are wondering, what exactly is this database? Okay, just don't think hard. Think of it as a folder. Now, inside this folder, you have other files. You're going to see these other files, what we call tables. Just think of a database as a folder on your desktop. Think of it, just think of it as a folder. Keep it simple. Once I refresh, there is my e-commerce. So I've shown you two ways, using Python and using MySQL Workbench. Let's go to the terminal. Okay, I'll need to sign in using my terminal. Okay, so to sign into my SQL server using the terminal. Okay, the Linux guys, now I know you're happy. Now write this, MySQL space -u. What does this mean? User. Who's the user that's trying to sign in? It's called the root. Now -p, that these users should add their password. When you press enter, you'll be asked or you'll be prompted to enter the password. It's still the same. These commands are the same on Mac. Write MySQL -u root -p. That. Then add your password. If your password is 1234, I'll add that. Mine is pass123. When I press enter, I'll log into my SQL. So if I want to see the database that we have here, I can just write show databases like that. Add a semicolon. Remember, the terminal you execute using the semicolon. Once I press enter, you can see we have Zablon, school, SalesDB, SaaS. Don't worry about these other ones. So these are the same database that you have here. So if I want to create a database here, allow me to clear the screen. All right. So whichever way, we've shown you multiple ways. Whichever way you feel comfortable of creating the database, just pick one or pick two. If you're good with all, that's well and good. Okay, so create, zoom in, create database. I'll call this Elizabeth. Like that. Press enter. Okay, get an error. We're going to see why. Already I can spot where the error is coming from. I wrote databases instead of database. Like that, you get a query, okay, one row got affected. Let's see if we're going to see this database that has been created called Elizabeth show databases. Please take note of the commands that I'm typing. Write them somewhere. Elizabeth is here. Refresh here. Elizabeth is here. Right now, we don't have any tables inside this database. We've just shown you how to create a database. Who is lost up to that point? Oh, I'm rushing. Okay, where exactly am I rushing? You can just check there in the chart so that I know where exactly should I repeat from. Where should I start from? Okay, I see you guys are typing, I'm lost, but I don't know where exactly to start. Okay, from cloning. Okay, guys, in the first 2 weeks, I believe you guys were shown how to work with Git and GitHub, right? You also shown how to install MySQL. You also shown how to install Python. You also shown how to install JS and so many other. It's okay. Don't worry if you did not manage to attend those classes. I'm gonna repeat. I'll repeat again on how to install. So, come back to where? Yeah. So let's start from here. Are you guys able to access this link? For those who are saying they are not able to clone, react with a thumbs up if you are able to access this link. Maybe it's the link that you're not seeing. Are you able to access this link? Great. Do you see this green button? I believe everyone can see this green button. Click this drop down. All right. Again, click this drop down. Come to where it's written HTTPS. Copy. You see, once I clicked copy, it gave me a green check. Are we together up to that point? Thumbs up if you're okay. If you're lost and you are okay up to this point, react with a thumbs up so that I know we are good, because I don't want to leave anyone behind, because we haven't even touched on Node.js. All right. Okay, so first things first, change directory to your desktop. Okay, let me even close this. Change directory to your desktop or anywhere where you can access these files easily. Start by typing this git clone. All right. Okay, I'll start by creating a folder. Mine, I'll just make this the command that you use to create a folder. All right. Make directory, give it a name. I'll just call mine data, like that. I hope I don't have that. All right. Yes. CD data, like that. What does this mean? I want to change my location into that folder called data. And then once you do that, you're gonna move inside this folder what you call data. Are we together up to that point? All right. To clone, what does clone mean? Clones mean these files are not yours. They are in someone else's computer, but you want to have them to your computer. It's just like downloading. It's just like how you download your favorite song to your phone. That's the same thing. The word clone is just a fancy name of saying downloading. But right there, git clone. Okay, replace this word with download that, download that, or download this file. Press enter. Perfect. Are we together up to that point? Thumbs up. All right. Now, so first things first, change the directory into the files that you just downloaded. Okay, I'll stop using the word git clone because it seems that word is confusing people. I'll change my location into the files that I just downloaded called lab1. So cd lab1, like that. Are we together? All right, I believe no one is lost. Okay, so what are some of the files that I have here? We have gitignore, we have createdb and readme and requirements.txt. Okay, I need to install what you call a package, okay, or dependency. What's a dependency? This is a package that your project depends on for it to function the way it's supposed to function. So we have what you call MySQL connector. With this MySQL connector, it enables Python to initiate a connection with MySQL server. Are we somewhere? Now, I believe no one is lost. So we start by writing pip install -r, okay, recursively. That's what it means. Pip install recursively. All right. This is where we have all our dependency list, requirements.txt, like that. Are we somewhere up to that point? Then you press enter. Once you do that, it's saying this because I'd already installed it. But if you're doing it for the first time, it's gonna start installing. I believe everyone has installed. I'll move on to the next one. So now I need to open this project, my favorite IDE. The IDE is just a name for VS Code, another name for VS Code. Type code dot like that, then press enter. It will open VS Code just like that. All right, great. Now, our main area of concern is this file called createdb.py. As we had said earlier, all right, shared earlier, there are various ways you can create the database. Number one is using a programming language. Number two is using MySQL Workbench. You can also use the terminal. Depending with either of these choices, just pick one or pick two, go with it. You don't need to master all. Just pick one or pick two, go with it. But it's good that you know how it is done using the various methods. So we've opened it in our favorite IDE, that's VS Code. Then come here where it's written connection or con, where we have a variable called con. So here we change to root. Who is this root? Root is the person who's using to operate MySQL server. And then the password is the same password that you have to write when installing MySQL server. All right. The next thing I need to change is here. I've even added the comments for you. If you're doing this later, where you have the comments, add user, that's where you add the user. Add your password, that's where you add your password. Then add a unique database name, that's where you add a unique database name. Maybe I can call this maybe PLP, like that. Just like that, or LMS, Learning Management System. Are we somewhere? React with a thumbs up if you're okay up to that point. Great. How do we now execute this for it to create a database that's called LMS? Come back to the terminal. All right. Write this. Python create like that. Press enter. Just like that, database LMS will be created using Python. That's number one. When number two, we said you can use this what you call graphical user interface. So if I refresh here, you're going to see the LMS database is over here. Okay. Right now, it doesn't have anything. It's empty. This is what you call MySQL Workbench. So how do you access MySQL Workbench? If you're using a Windows operating system, just type there MySQL Workbench and then open. Perfect. So the next thing, so to do that, you just write create database start, then execute. How do you execute this? 1, 2, 3. So if I don't want this database called Zablon, I can just come in here and write drop database. That's another way of deleting a database. So if I execute, we have Zablon. It's going to disappear. Take note of what's going to happen. Please get your eyes glued in the screen. Just watch. Look. Perfect. There. Just disappeared. If I want to delete another one, maybe LMS, drop database, LMS. Just like that. Elizabeth. Just like that. That's how you can create and that's how you can drop. The same applies to either whether you're using Python or yes. So if I want to create, you just change here, create. Remember, create is what? Data Definition Language, DDL. I hope we are together up to that point. So we've learned the two ways. Now the third way was using what you call a terminal. By a terminal, you start by signing to MySQL server, okay? Where we're not using the graphical user interface. So you start by writing you like that. What does this mean? Root. Then that means password. You'll be prompted to enter the password like that. Then I've signed in just like that. When you see welcome to MySQL monitor commands with dash dash dash, so many words, that means you've signed in successfully. There we have it. So I can create a new database, create database Minimat. Just like that. Come back here. For those who want to see it, there you have it. Who is lost? I've repeated again. Who's lost? No one. Great. So I believe you guys can do the Node.js one. So Node.js is similar. So come to lab 2. Do not fork, just clone. Where do you start by cloning? There, clone. Are we somewhere? There, clone. Come back to your terminal. Let me exit here. Okay, CD desktop, where I can access this project easily. Git clone. Paste that link. All right, it's downloading that project CD lab 2. Okay, not that one, 2, like that. CLS to clear the screen. Now, let me close this so that you can open Node.js. So code like that. So this is a different one. We've learned with Python, terminal, and MySQL Workbench. Now this is JavaScript. So Node.js JavaScript, so it's the same. We have this package called MySQL, and then we have the connection where you connect. So I'll just need to add my password over here. Like that, okay? I've added like very nice comments. Replace with your MySQL password. So pass123 is mine. You can add yours if it's 1, 2, 3, 4 or any. And then the DB name, I'll just give it like a fancy name. I'll call this mol, like that. So we've cloned this for Node.js, right? Okay, for those who are saying the link is just there in this same then lab 2. We were initially at lab 1. Okay, let me share the link. I'll share the link again. I believe everyone can access now, Lab 2. So it's the same way we were doing with Python. You clone. What does clone mean? You're just downloading it. All right. And then write this npm install. Press enter. What does it do? It's installing the required dependency. Node.js is different, Python is different. So with Node.js, it requires what we call this one, MySQL 2. All right. This is the package that's used to connect Node.js or JavaScript with MySQL. Now, if I create this, I just need to type here, node, okay, create that file. All right. The other one was .py. This one is, okay, I'm too fast. All right. Let's take a deep breath. All right. Okay. I'm giving guys that are behind a minute to catch up with us. So meanwhile, you can just take sip some water. So if you don't have npm installed, you need to start by npm g. This means global. Install that. So yeah, a lot of things you can solve, I believe. Yes, you can manage to solve because you guys are great software. You're gonna create software developers if you're able to do this or solve these installation challenges on your own. Start developing a culture of having the attitude of wanting to solve the problem. No, software engineer is not difficult, it's easy. Just having the right mindset. Yeah, so let's come back to our terminal. All right. So what did I say? We start by writing npm I, meaning install, or you can just write the whole word install like that to install the packages. Oh, I typed the wrong thing. Install. So I like the writing the short form I, meaning install. So it's the same thing. npm install, it's going to install all the packages. Where are these packages? The packages are inside the package.json. Yes, you're going to be shown this in the web module. Okay. Yeah. Now, CLS, write this node create db like that. Once execute like that, database mall has been created successfully. Do we have that mall over here? Let's check. And there we have it. It is. So if you've managed to do whatever I've just done, and just give yourself a pat in the back. Congratulations for making it to the end. Unless you have any question. Yeah, you can just take any question. Okay, I'm gonna take in a few questions just to understand where guys are. All right. Okay, taking in questions. So the first question the first person that I'm gonna allow to, can we show them where to find the recordings? Oh, but before we even touch on the recordings, who's logged in the LMS? Because I want to give you Joyce Mwangi. Yes, Joyce. Joyce? Okay, if you don't have any question, please just lower your hand because you're confusing everyone. All right. Shadrach Osike. Shadrach, are you
Hello.
there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yes, hi.
Hi,
Hello.
how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good, but not really
Yes.
good.
Yeah,
Actually,
what's
I'm
up?
kind of confused. I'm kind of confused
Mm.
with the lesson today.
Mm.
From the point that the pip command, it just produces errors on my side.
Mm.
So I don't know what will happen.
All right.
But before I installed the MySQL workbench and the other one, I'm having them.
Okay. Okay. Let me start by asking, do you have MySQL installed?
Yeah, I'm having it.
Do you have Python installed?
Yes, I'm having it.
Do you?
Yeah, I'm having Python installed, MySQL installed, both of them.
Okay. Share your screen. Who's still lost? I believe no one has lost. No one is lost. Great. Yeah. Because of time, I would like to Gerald. Yeah, you can see your hand is raised.
Please kindly show them where to find today's recordings, kindly.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Perfect. Elizabeth. Yes. Uh,
Yes.
Elizabeth, my assistant, my assistant for today. How do you feel?
I'm good.
Nice. Share your screen again, kindly, so that I
Okay.
can show you guys where to get the recordings. So the recordings for the morning session, the evening session. So again, if you want to know about cloud and how to create database in cloud, join the evening session. So the morning we learned about Python. The afternoon we learned about Node.js. The evening we're going to learn about cloud. So do you see where it's written? Yeah, Gerald, learning material.
Learning material, yes.
Yes, there, learning material. The class recording, it's highlighted in blue. Click that link and then open. Now, that's where we have all the recordings. Even if you want installation, there it is, database presentation, MySQL on Linux, and also the morning session. So, guys, we got you covered. Everything is there. I believe no one's going to be lost when you come back in the evening session. So the evening session is going to be all about cloud. If you want to know how you can create a database in cloud for production purposes, just make sure you join the evening one. Yes, back to you, Gerald.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Instructor Zablon. Thank you, Assistant Elizabeth. It was a very beautiful session. I know, it was our first session, and most of you, the confidence is rising slowly, which is okay and normal. Please stay tuned. Practice, practice, practice. It makes perfect. And ensure that you complete your assignments. As you can see, Elizabeth is already done. All she needs to do now is focus on week 2 and other modules. So the quicker you get these ones done, the faster you can move with this program. So with that said, I think it is time to say goodbye. It was a beautiful session. If you have not yet joined our WhatsApp group, please do join. I have put the link on the chat. And you are more than welcome to assist each other on the group chat. Please assist each other on the group chat. Immediately when we end this session, I will open the group. Let us refrain from sending private messages to Instructor Zeblon or to Instructor Gerald. Let us be transparent because we are one big family. With that said, asante sana, goodbye, siyabonga, morara zvakanaka. Hey, I'm learning other languages. But yes, that is it from my end. Zablon, anything from your end?
Nothing else apart from the term that I knew today. It's called Sanbonani to all my people in the southern part.
Yes, my
And to all everyone in Nigeria, Ghana, how far? I believe that's the correct way of pronouncing it. Yeah, thank you so much for making till the end of this video. I believe you've learned various ways you can create the database. So you can even just share in the LinkedIn, learn more. Please the learning does not stop here. All this that we've just shared is in the LMS. Just go to the LMS from week 1. All those commands are there. Okay, if you're lost when I was doing the practicals, those commands can be found in the LMS. So just go to the LMS, read again, share, write an article on how you learned today about creating a database. Let the whole world know that today you did manage to create a database. Thank you so much. See you in the evening.
Amazing. And let us be patient with each other on the group. Not everyone is an intermediate developer. Some of us are seeing computers for the first time. So let us enjoy and help each other. With that said, goodbye. Thank you.